Okay, so what's up, guys? It's Fade back here, and just right before this video started, I'd like to make an announcement. So from now on, I will start making two videos of the same kind, but it's in two different languages because from some of my viewers, they may just prefer other languages like English or Chinese. So I'll just make two videos of the same type, but I will make it in two languages. So that's what I want to announce. Without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay, so for today's video, we'll be talking about Diona. So Diona is a four-star character, cryo element, and her role is mainly support. So in terms of support, what do I mean by support? She can give shields to protect the teammate as well as do some healing. It's not some, it's actually a lot, but the at a pretty high cost, I should say. So Diona, she ascends with cryo damage bonus, if I'm not wrong. Yes, she ascends with cryo damage bonus, and as I said, she's a support. She's suitable with any support weapons like the Favonius Warbow or the Sacrificial Bow. Or even if you don't have any 4-star weapons, you can just give one of the bows. Is it Recurve Bow? Yeah, it's a 3-star weapon. You can probably get it in open world chest or gacha. I'm not so sure anymore because I'm pretty sure I ate them all up. So there are three suitable bows I found for her now as a support. So for Favonius Warbow, or a sacrificial bow, or the final choice you don't have is a recurve bow. Actually, it's not that bad for a 3-star because I'll explain later on why. So for her artifacts, as a support, she has quite flexible artifacts. Like, uh, okay, so artifact sets are always like a really argumentative thing when it comes to it. So for artifact sets, I would recommend either 2 or 4. So for 4, we actually have a lot of choice. Like you can have 4 Peace Maiden Beloved. As you can see here, it's like character healing effectiveness plus 15. Using an elemental skill or burst increases healing received by all party members by 20% for 10 seconds. So this thing gives immense healing for your whole team throughout this 10-second duration, and it can be continued using an elemental skill or burst. Okay, so another 4 piece I recommend is the Noblesse of Light, because the even though the 2 piece is like not really important for Diona, later I'll explain on why. And but most important is the 4 piece, because the 4 piece is, you can see here, using an elemental burst increases all party members attack by 20% for 12 seconds. This is actually a lot of damage buff, and for a long time. It's 12 seconds, and it's quite long for a support Diona to buff some attack and healing at the same time. So for 4 piece tenacity, why do I not recommend like the 4 piece tenacity? As it has its downsides. Like the 2 piece, it's really good. HP increased by 20%. Yeah, that's really good. Because as the shield scales on HP percent, I'll explain later on the talent page. But the 4 piece, it says here when an elemental skill, take note, it's elemental skill, hits an opponent, the attack of all nearby party members is increased by 20%, and their shield strength is increased by 30% for 3 seconds. Beware, this is only when an elemental skill hits an opponent, and it only buffs for 3 seconds. And this effect can be triggered once every 0.5 seconds. And this skill can still be triggered even when the character using this artifact set is on the field. So some of you guys may just be like, oh look, Diona's ulti can proc this, it's off field, it can proc throughout the whole duration. So I can put 4-piece tenacity. Keep in mind, it doesn't work because it says when an elemental skill hits an opponent, it buffs. Yes, it buffs for 3 seconds, but only for 3 seconds. What means 3 seconds? When casting the shield, you hit an opponent, okay, you swap people, that's 1 second, and you hit one time and it's gone. It's 3 second gone. So this thing definitely doesn't fit for Diona. Absolutely not. So don't listen to whoever say 4-piece tenacity is best fit for Diona or whatever. No, don't believe that bullshit. It's bullshit. Absolutely bullshit. Okay. So for people who don't have like such nice stats for like 4-piece of the same artifact, I can give you some budget recommendations for two-piece, which is actually still really good. For me, I will prefer two tenacity of the Lilith as well as two maiden beloved because one of them gives constant healing effectiveness. Another one gives HP percent, which is good for the shield. I'll explain later on why is it good. Or you can give two piece of the Ocean Heal Clamp as it increases healing bonus by 15%. I think it kind of works also. And two-piece Maiden together, it also increases the healing effectiveness. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all the possible sets I can give. So for the stats, Flower and Plume, the feather is always fixed. One is flat HP, one is flat attack. And then for Sense, I will recommend either HP percentage or energy recharge, as the ulti is not really cheap. Like the energy cost is not really cheap. So an ER sense may be critical for some specific moments. Like when you're fighting Bastismo V-Shap, they will just drain your energy or whatever. So you can consider changing the artifact parts, the stats, when fighting in different situations. Just keep in mind that the main stat is enough to bring up the whole overall like stats of your whole character. So for Goblet, it's definitely HP percent because it gives more healing and also more shield. And for Circlet, you have two choices, which is either HP percent or healing bonus. HP percent is more to like shield and some heal, while healing bonus is giving up shield and focus more on total healing. So for a constant, um, the C1 is quite good as you can see. Regens 15 energy for Diona after the effects of signature mix and which is the elemental burst, which is quite good. Allows her to get more energy for the ulti rotation. And C2 is really good as it says increases IC pulse damage by 15% and the shield's absorption damage by 15%. And more of those are like yeah, most of those are for co-op, like co-op experience, like when pause hit the targets create a shield for other nearby characters on the field with 50% of IC ball. This is kinda like for co-op experience. So C2 what it really matters is the damage absorption by 15% increases. Okay, so C3 and C5 is obviously the skill and burst as always. So C4 is not much of a like useful unless you're doing DPS Diona, I guess, or you want to use it to do some charge attack frozen reaction. So it says within the radius of elemental burst, Diona's charge attack time is reduced by 60%. So it just makes her charge attack shoot a lot more faster. So I don't think it's a really big improvement if you want to build support unless you are building a DPS Diona, then I have no idea. So about C6, so C6 is really good. That makes her one of the best supports in the game. So it says character within her elemental burst radius will gain the following effects based on their HP amounts. So when your character HP is below or equals to 50%, the incoming healing bonus is increased by 30%. Do you have any idea what 30% means? Means you have two-piece Ocean Cube Clamp but double the effect. So it's actually quite insane. And if your HP is above 50%, although there are no incoming healing bonus, but in exchange, your elemental mastery will be increased by 200. which means you get more elemental reaction buff when you are within that area. So this is what makes her such a really good and viable support at multiple situations. So for her talents, as always, normal attack. For support, I don't really recommend. Okay, so her elemental skill, which is IC pause, the one which gives a shield. So it says here the damage are really is like really low, but the base shield damage absorption is quite high, like 13.7% max HP plus 1646. Okay, the duration of the shield is 2.4 seconds per paw, and there's difference if you press and hold the number of the the skill. Yes, so pressing the skill only gives you two IC pause, like really fast. But if you hold, she will have a longer cast animation, but she will fire five IC pause. So it says the shield created by whole attack will gain a 75% damage absorption bonus. So in short words, pressing the skill will give you a shorter shield duration and a weaker shield, but a shorter cooldown. If you hold the shield, you get a slightly stronger shield, and produce more particles, and but you get exchange for a longer CD. Like as you can see here, press CD is only like 6 seconds, while the holding CD is like 15 seconds. Okay, so for her elemental burst, it's just a healing area, yeah, and it also deals a minor cryo damage, like as you can see, 128 and 84.2. It is really less. But what it matters is the healing, like the HP regeneration over time. Like you see, this is just a level 8 talent, and it's like 8.54% max HP plus 962, and and you can upgrade to like even higher and better. And the duration is like 12 seconds. This is the perfect time, like perfect timing for the 4-piece Noblesse of Blight. 4-piece set effect, as both says 12 seconds. So the moment you know that this effect is over, you might also know that the Noblesse of Blight 4-piece duration is also over. So the CD, the cooldown is 20 seconds, which means she will have 8-second downtime. Okay, so the energy is quite expensive, like 80, like which is a lot compared to some other healers. So maybe an ER weapon or an ER sense can probably fix this problem. Just depends on how you're going to fix this, like your own choice. So for her first ascension talent, we have Cat's Tail Secret. So in short words, the character who got shielded by Diona's shield, they'll have their movement speed increased by 10% and their stamina consumption by 10%. This is good for characters who fight along and like consume a lot of stamina, like Hu Tao and our Ayaka. Like these two, they always use a lot of stamina to deal output, as their main playstyle is charge attack. So this can help them to like get more mobility and also deal a bit more output, as this reduce the stamina consumption. So the second passive talent is Drunkyard's Farce. Opponents who enter the AoE signature mix have 10% decrease attack for 15 seconds. So this thing will also increase your teammates' survival capabilities, as this will reduce the enemy's attack, which means that your teammates will take lesser damage and they will have higher chance of surviving. And the talent that comes with her is cooking a food gets 12%. I mean cooking a restoration food. With perfect cooking, you get 12% chance to obtain a double product. This is more to like a cooking talent. So for Diona, as I said, she's a support. She can be in many different kind of teams. Like she can be a cryo team for cryo resonance, or she can be in a team um for for cryo apply, or just a healer. Like the Yunjin team, the Yoimiya Yunjin team, which is quite popular now. Like who Yoimiya Yoimiya, Yinjin, Diona, and Xingqiu, if I'm not wrong. Yes, Yoimiya, Diona, Xingqiu, and Yunjin. Where's Yunjin? Yeah, Yunjin. So this team is the current popular one for Yoimiya, but if you have other characters who uses Diona, like for example a Ganyu or Ayaka team, and then you have perhaps a Pyro Resonance or something, then you have a Diona, like something like this, like a Melt Ayaka or Melt Ganyu, where you don't have a team like a healer, but most of you will just put Bennett. But in case if you don't have a Bennett, you can put a Yanfei for running Shooting Tales or Dragon Slayer, and you have a Xiangling for Pyro Apply, and you have a Diona for healing, which is really really good in this situation. So keep my last words are keep in mind that four piece tenacity won't work on the Ona. It won't work on Diona. I repeat, it doesn't work on Diona. As this thing, yes, it buffs you for 3 seconds and can be triggered off field, but 3 seconds is just too short and it's not worth for Diona to wear this. As you can see, even if you just press the elemental skill, it already has a 5 second or a 6 second downtime, which is absolutely not suitable for piece tenacity. So my best recommendation is for weapons you can use Favonius Warbow. I personally don't recommend Sack Bow is because the reset is not really useful in some situations. So I think Favonius Wobble may be better as it has more energy recharge. And for artifacts, I would recommend for sustain like um stable healing. You can put like two piece, which is tenacity with Maiden, or you can put four Noblies, which is just damage buff. Oh, you can put Form Maiden for like super healing. I've seen a Diona like with just full healing. She just do like 6 or 7K over time, which is quite insane. So in a nutshell, I would like to say Diona is a really good character, a support character to use. She can give shield, she can give heal, and she's easy to build as the shield scales on the max HP, while the healing also scales on the max HP. So it depends on how you guys want to build her, like a more to shield side or a more balanced stats or more to a healer side. So it's still your choice after all. So wish you all good luck on building Diona and peace.